So they never told me you were coming today. They rescheduled. Hey, how you doing? Yep.
Hi again, Ed.
So they never told me.
There.
And you can really hear the other people in my office here.
Are you at Booth?
No, I rented an office in my neighborhood.
Ah,
So I'm in the back of a property management,
ah.
but I have my own office. So that's, if I allow Carolyn, I'm going to allow Carolyn to talk because she's, hi, Carolyn.
Hi. Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Okay.
I can like promote you. This is the purpose of this event, is so I can see what happens.
Yeah.
Are we recording this?
We are recording, we're actually live streaming it on YouTube right now.
No way.
We are.
Who
Uh,
else is
Why
on?
would we live stream it?
Well, I just want to make sure we can.
Okay. Should I go to YouTube and see if I can see it?
You can, I can send you the link. It's,
Yeah. I can test that for you.
there's like a 5-minute delay,
Okay.
but Chelsea saw me and Ed sign on earlier and then sign off again.
Okay.
Okay.
All this new technology just is overwhelming. I'm going to go back to blackboards.
No, yeah, that would be.
Too late. I'm going to spotlight Ed's video.
You're going to do what?
I'm spotlighting both of your videos because I want to see.
Oh, I see them. Yep.
Do you see me, Carolyn, or
Yep.
just
I see you too, Nat. All three of you.
now? How can I make myself go away?
You can turn off your camera.
I think I have to do more than that.
Mm.
Does, but this is showing up as what they call Zoom webinar?
Yeah, so we're in the webinar mode.
So I had to type in my email address twice,
You did.
which you always have to do.
Chelsea, okay. So
I
Chelsea-
just clicked on the invite link and it took
Yeah.
me right here.
So now I only see Ed.
So you don't see the little boxes with Harry and Nat above.
Oh, now I see all three of you again.
If you do a gallery view,
Oh, now I see Ed. It's
So
going
it's-
back and forth.
So it's doing like the speaker view. Okay, this is useful. Because I want to figure out how I can make it Harry and Ed,
Just fix them, right?
fix them both. So that's what
oh,
I'm.
and again, we may want to think about, because I'll be probably doing the first part of it. So it may be that when I share my screen, it may make sense just to have me there. And when Ed does his, to have
Right.
Ed there. And then if we have some questions, which we want to talk about, then Ed and I would both be on the screen, which would be
Right.
good.
Yeah, so there must be a way. Okay, attendee video layout. Follow host view, active speaker view, or gallery view. Okay, I want to ask Carolyn, who do you see now?
I see me big time. And
I see this.
I see
I'm-
little Harry, little Nat, and little Ed above me.
I need to figure out how to make myself disappear. So let's see.
That's very profound.
It is profound.
I'm just afraid you're not going to sleep at all tonight.
All right, I think Chelsea wants to talk, so I'm going to allow her to talk. Okay, I'm bringing Chelsea in.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi,
can
Chelsea.
hear
Yeah,
you.
okay. Well, I just wondered, I mostly wondered if you could hear me when I asked you.
Couldn't hear you before.
Okay. That's strange.
Uh,
'Cause You did send me like an unmute button pop up before and I clicked unmute and it did not work apparently.
I see Ed, and when I talk, Ed is still the only face on the screen when you go to speaker view. Gallery view, we see, now we just see Ed and Harry.
Now you see Ed and Harry. Good. So Chelsea, who do you see when you do gallery view? Do you see Ed and Harry only?
I see Ed and Harry only, but I don't have a choice of views. This is a webinar, so
Yeah.
as an attendee, I'm only seeing what you are.
Oh, okay. So when I switch, do you see it switch?
Yeah. I see Ed and Harry. This is
Oh.
perfect. I don't see you, Nat.
Okay, perfect. And so there you see both of them.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And if it matters, Ed is on the left for me, and Harry is on the right.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So I have it, I guess, in gallery view, and I'm seeing Harry on the left, Ed on the right, black box with Davis Center and black box with Chelsea Vale below.
Right.
Oh,
But
interesting.
Chelsea, you don't see Davis Center and Chelsea Vale.
Nope, I just see Ed and Harry, and I'm like an attendee role. And is Carolyn here? Is she also in the attendee role?
Carolyn is here. I guess I can allow her to talk. Okay. So now, Ed, we see Carolyn.
I was
Black box.
talking and no one was hearing me. It's my life.
Well, this is
Carolyn, Nat's loving the power.
It's amazing.
Nat's loving the power.
I can. And then if I do this, I should reappear. So I just.
Yep.
need-
You're back.
Now you reappear.
Okay. Welcome to the mini course. This is all working. That's
Now,
great.
now go from just Harry to Harry and Ed to all three of you.
I guess, all right. So if I want to put just Harry, I will do that.
There's Harry.
no.
I see both of them.
You see both of them?
Yeah.
I see my big face and then still up at the top too.
Let me
Next to-
see.
What is this?
So I
So
get,
I-
okay, I would just do speaker view. So now you only see Harry.
No,
Harry, say something.
Hello.
we
Can
see
you hear
both
me?
of them. I see both of them
You
still.
see both of them still.
Yeah, I also see both of them. Harry is
Interesting.
highlighted, which.
So he's pinned somehow, right? But
Yeah.
spotlighted, but not the
What is
only.
the difference
Exactly.
between spotlight and pin? I'm gonna unpin Ed. I'm gonna pin and spotlight Harry. So now he's,
I think
I
that Nat, I think that's like for your view.
oh, is that-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ed, if you wanted to disappear, you would just turn off your camera.
Okay, now we just see Harry.
Now you just see Harry.
Yes.
You don't, okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think the key to that is that if you're supposed to be off stage, you need to manage that yourself, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so that's good, because and then I can chat with, like, I can say, hi, Ed, turn on your camera. And there he is again. So now you see Ed again, right?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, and you can hear me even though you don't see my video.
Yes.
Weird.
Did Ed do anything to be, is to lose his picture?
Ed
Yeah.
turned on and off his camera.
Okay. So if I pass later in the hour, if I pass it to Ed, I just turn off my camera. Let me just see here.
I will turn off my camera. And then Ed
Yay.
we just see Ed.
Yes.
The only thing is, Harry, so if you turn your camera off, maybe also make sure to mute yourself, because I got a little button at the top that says Harry Davis is talking, even though I presume you're not.
Oh, weird.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ed, will you say something?
Hello.
It did
Can
not
you-
switch to Ed is talking. Maybe that's
Still
just
on
a
Harry?
glitch. Well, it's no. I mean, Ed is on screen, and I can hear Ed. It's just that there's this little. Here, let me screenshot. Oh, it went away. Well, it went away before I could get.
Now
a
you're
screenshot.
back. Now it's back on Harry, probably because I pinned and spotlighted him. So that's what I need to do.
Mm,
So Harry, if you turn off your video again, it'll go to Ed.
Okay, do you want me muted as well?
Nat, when you say that, when Harry turns off his video, he's still the big black, and again, I'm another speaker, but what I'm seeing is the big black box with Harry Davis in it as kind of the central.
So I think if you switch to speaker view
I'm on speaker view.
or gallery view, sorry, you will see just yourself. And Carolyn and Chelsea see just Ed now, correct?
Yes.
And I see Carolyn Oo's name in the middle of the screen.
Okay,
That's so strange.
Carolyn knows name. And there's Chelsea.
that's because we're talking and so he's seeing us pop in our,
I see, I see.
but that's because you have the presenter view or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you have
And
speaker view
Oh,
on.
but this is so. Let's just to point out to Ed and Harry that if we call on people in the class and like allow them to unmute, you will be able to like see their name and reference who's talking. So that'll
Yeah.
be helpful.
Okay.
If not, like has someone unmute and yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's a good point. So if we want to do that for sort of audience participation,
Well, I think depending upon, Ed and I still have a lot of work to do, but
Yeah.
I've been through sort of a quick pass at what I'm going to do. And it looked like it was taking about 25 minutes or something like that. And so, and presumably, we'll see what, Ed, you want to do then, just in terms of getting them set up to do some experiments or begin to think about that. And so my guess is we probably won't go much longer than 35 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it. And that way we can open it up for questions, which I think would be good. But we need somebody to be curate the questions and select some questions that are
yeah,
particularly meaningful. And it seems to me also, Nat, that you may want to start out by welcoming people, right? Because you've been the connector to the whole thing.
I'll be happy to play that role. We've had a few more people register.
Yeah.
So what are we up to?
1,136.
Oh, wow. But and you're allowed to, you can do that on webinar, right? It goes
Well,
up to 2,000
so
or
we're-
something?
Well, our license is 500. So Chelsea has a ticket into IT to see if we can upgrade our webinar license.
Okay.
If not, we can do this streaming on YouTube thing.
Oh, got it. Okay.
We'll be able to upgrade our license. I'm just finagling with them to see if we can borrow a license for free. But we'll definitely be able to accommodate everybody who actually joins.
Cool.
I'm really sorry to say that I missed my window of opportunity to get a screenshot, but you all made great faces when Matt revealed the number.
1,000 what?
136.
1,100.
So it's slowing down.
Well, we have not even posted to our LinkedIn yet.
Mhm.
Because I've been trying to set up I've been doing something, but it seems it wasn't necessary.
Right.
Yeah.
So I raised my hand. Can you see that or will you be
I can
using
see
that?
that.
Okay.
I can see that. So
Where is
yeah,
it?
And I tried to answer your question, but
Where
I
does
couldn't-
it say that? I don't see that. Oh, Chelsea.
so I saw that. So I'm going to promote Carolyn to panelist, which probably allows her to turn on her camera if she wants.
Oh, whoa. Okay. So did you switched something on me, right?
Yeah, I promoted you to panelist.
Oh, wow.
So I could ask you to start your video.
Okay.
So, so yeah, so, if,
So
If-
my question is, how did I get here? And why am I not somewhere else?
Mm.
I think that's exactly what I'm thinking as well.
Hey, Nat,
yeah,
question for you about the Q&A. When Carolyn typed in a test question, did you have to
Mhm.
approve the visibility of that question?
I don't think we want people to see the question.
no, I know that's an option. I'm not, there was no prompt to approve it, but I know, yeah, we can turn it
Okay.
off.
We should just make it a point to go through all of the permissions that we have set up for this
Yeah.
meeting. Yeah.
So we'll do
Hey,
that.
Hey, Nat, when you change, if you're you're not really going to shift people to presenter when they ask a question, right? You were just
No.
doing that today. Okay. Because what happened was it kicked me out and then immediately rejoined me in that new status.
Oh.
Like it was
interesting.
weird. I was like, whoa. And then I was back in. I didn't have to
No,
do
no,
anything.
For the faculty meetings, when somebody had a question, one of the deans said, well, there's a question from so-and-so, Carolyn. And their voice came on to read the question or say the question. but you didn't see it. You didn't see the only faces you saw were the people that were the deans. That was
Right.
basically it.
So that's like what Chelsea can do now. So like if Chelsea was an attendee and I wanted to let her ask a question, she could ask, but you wouldn't see her.
I wouldn't see her face, right?
You wouldn't see
There's
her
a question,
face.
you know, then, so you would say there's a question from Chelsea Vale.
Right.
Chelsea can unmute and let's hear your question. Or we could just read the question out. I don't know what you think. I mean, with
Yeah,
that number,
so
with that
maybe
number of people, I have no idea
I-
if it makes sense to have them speak. I don't know.
I think it probably makes more sense for Chelsea and I to curate the questions, and
Yeah,
one or
I
both
think,
of us will feed them to you.
yeah, I think that, and you can read.
Matt, are you imagining that I will be on the presenter side and curating with you? Or are you monitoring as
Hadn't
attendee?
imagined that far yet.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I think it definitely makes sense for like people to read the questions aloud who are not Ed and Harry.
Yeah, you know, I think Ed and I need to be removed from the questions, and you have to curate them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think probably just read them out loud.
Yeah. And we are thinking about ways to make it feel more intimate, even though it's a large group. Casual banter is high up on that list. Nat or me popping on to ask a question, pretty high on that list. If there are other things that you can think of that you want to try to incorporate.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, just to make it, for example, in the studio, we got a lot of student feedback that was really positive around whenever they would be coming back from a break and just hearing you and Nancy and Ed and Becky just chatting with each other a little bit casually. I don't know.
It doesn't strike me that given the diversity and the number of people that's going to
Yeah.
that's really going to work very well.
Yeah, maybe it's a little.
I think to start, we'll play it pretty straight and just have me or Chelsea feed you questions for the first one. And if in later ones we feel like experimenting, maybe we can work out ahead of time with someone we know who will be there to, ask a question live.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
guess I'm sorry. I should clarify. I wasn't necessarily proposing. It sounded like I was. I'm not necessarily proposing we have that casual conversation, but I'm thinking about ways that we could like mimic that light feeling a little bit, but not. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make sense to like do that.
well, I can be the punching bag. So when Harry's playing,
Perfect.
So if you introduce me, and so I guess at the beginning, you would be the only face on the screen, right?
we'll plan to do that.
Okay, so let's, and then I want to see if I can get do I now have the ability to screen share or share the screen and put my PowerPoint up there?
Mhm.
You
should.
should be able to. All panelists can share. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so why don't we start off? This is not quite a dry run, but
Yeah.
why don't we start off? You say welcome, 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 blah blah blah, and now I'd like to turn this over to Harry.
Okay, great. And I'm going to first demote Carolyn back to guest.
Okay.
She can
Or
have that.
Carolyn.
Change role to attendee. Okay, sorry, Carolyn.
Okay.
And Chelsea, I'm going to turn off your ability to talk and just pay attention to like the order of how our faces appear and if it looks wrong.
Okay.
Like too many people are on there. So okay, I'm gonna do this. Carolyn is rejoining. I'm going to disable Chelsea's talking. Okay. So now Harry and Ed will turn off their cameras and I will be the only person here.
You want me to turn off the camera and mute as well?
Sure, or you can just not talk, I think.
Okay.
So now the attendees, Carolyn and Chelsea, should just be seeing my face. Although, no, it shows Harry is still up there. No, he is not. Okay, never mind. Okay, so this is actually working, which is interesting because
Somebody muted me. Now
I muted you. On my screen, there I go. Okay, on my screen, you were highlighted. But okay, it seems to be working. So hello, I'm Nat Grotti. I'm the only person on the screen right now. So thank you for coming to watch me introduce the mini course. You know, we've had a lot of ideas here at the Davis Center, and this is one of them. So we're going to be learning about ambidextrous leadership for 5 weeks with Professor Harry Davis and a number of guests. And today we're pleased to be joined by Ed Miller, who is an experienced leadership and executive coach. And they're going to introduce the concept of ambidextrous leadership and set up what we'll be doing in the next 5 weeks. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Professor Davis to join us, and I will come back to help with some questions later on. Harry, the floor is yours.
okay, okay, so you should just see me at the top. Is that right?
Yep,
Okay. And so here are the slides. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
yep.
Okay, that works. And then I will then at some point, and Ed, we probably will just add your slides. We'll have to think about that to what we've got work to do on this. So that then I can then introduce you. And so I'll stop screen share and let me pass this on to my colleague Ed Miller.
Well, thanks, Harry, and good to be with everybody today. And then I'll continue.
And you'll flip up your slides or whatever.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Perfect.
And then after we do that, we'll open it up for questions.
Yes, and we'll all be on the screen, I think, when we have questions.
Yeah. So the three of us will be on the screen.
3 of us will all be on the screen. We'll do this. That should be good. Okay, I'm going to let the attendees talk and share any comments. Sounded like it was working. Hi, Carolyn and Chelsea. Was it working?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, it was smooth. Like when the cameras got turned off, then the view switched. When the slides came on, I saw just Harry. Yeah, everything was good.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. We're in good shape. Okay, so there are 2 things I wanted to bring up that we don't need to decide today, but I wanted to put them on the table for Harry and Ed's consideration. The first is that recording issue. Recording this and making it available after the session. We have people who have registered from, in Asia, so they'd have a hard time tuning in. They would appreciate us posting the video.
I have, and Nat, can I say that I have maybe an intermediate solution to that?
Sure.
We have a listserv now of all the registrants, and I'll be adding as we get more registrants. We could provide them with a link through that listserv to the recording rather than, say, posting it to make it on our publicly available website. So it could be more like semi-private. We could host it on Dropbox. We could actually even require, approval to view it, although that might be a little bit taxing.
Yeah.
But
Or
we can basically, I'm saying we can make it a little bit more private than.
It would just be for the people that registered for this.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think
so-
that makes sense.
Okay, great.
Okay, cool.
And it can be, we can determine what length of time. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be available for the next 2 years.
Mhm.
Totally.
Maybe just for the quarter.
Yeah, it could be, we could do whatever we wanted there. Okay, so that's great. Perfect.
Awesome.
We'll be able to, you'll make some very happy people in Hong Kong.
That'll be nice. Okay, great. And the other thing, I'm starting to line up the permissions to use some of these documents, and with the number of people, it might get kind of expensive.
What documents?
The readings. So some of them that are just online, it's fine. But things like the published journal article, this like the Sue Ashford one, Harry, about developing as a leader, the mindful leader. I just wanted to mention that. So we have a few options. We can either, and I actually talked to her. She has it posted on her website, so people can find it. And she, said she didn't mind if people found it. We
Well,
could,
do that. I mean,
yeah.
it's not,
I mean,
it's not that critical.
Well, that's what I was gonna.
We could, if we, but we'd have to sort of indicate that there's an article by, I'm not, are you going to mention it at all, Ed? I'm not going to mention it. I don't think.
Well, because if we were going to give it to them as pre-read, I actually was going to sort of mention it because it's that classic thing. If we ask you to read it,
Yeah, right.
do we reference it?
Yeah.
If we're not going to, then I wouldn't.
So this was sort of my question. I mean, I think if you want to use it to build the session around, then I think we should. And
How much does it cost?
For like 500 people, it would be like $1,000. So, I don't think everyone's going to download it. I can, post it in a way where we can track that, and I can, pay for what people download. There's also an article from the Huffington Post that sort of summarizes it. I could send that to you both, and if you thought it touches on the very sort of high level thing. I don't know if people will read a whole journal article.
Well, so send me that, Nat, and
Okay.
if we can make that work, we will.
Okay, let's do that.
And just to add on to your comment about tracking them, I know we talked about Bitly. We might have a way to get a report from marketing that is even fuller. So stay tuned there. But we'll be able to hopefully give Harry and Ed a rough idea of how many people have actually looked at the documents in any given week. That's my goal.
So they're going to be posted, right?
Yep, they'll be posted, and then I'll be able to have like a report on 400 people opened this document.
Or are you all using Canvas for this?
No,
Oh, okay.
this is through Sitecore.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Nat, we'll probably want to make a call on that document quickly so that people who've signed up can have it if they are going to, right?
Right, and Chelsea and I are going to talk later about how these things will be organized on the website, so we'll want to post it soon. So I will send you that Huffington Post article right after this, and you can let me know. Either way is fine. We can definitely afford to pay for it. I just wanted to give you the option.
Mhm. Well, I haven't told you how much I charge for my convocation speech.
Well, that's
That is, that's a Cadillac product. So
I know. Well, Chelsea said it was CBR published that, so so we can drive traffic to them too. So that's a win-win.
That was one of our first big high traffic pieces. So yeah, I go way back with that convocation speech.
Which one is? I mean, are you serious? The one about the professional and the amateur?
Oh yeah, they share that quite a bit on social media. It's a popular. It's people are really interested in talking about it. So I think perfect for this course, obviously. Yes, I am serious. It's a beloved article, Harry. You just have to deal with that.
Well, it's funny because I've been looking online because Ed and I are going to talk about this in terms of just giving them an example of, because that's a wonderful example of sort of ambidexterity, these two very different characters. But it's really interesting when you go to Google and you type in professionals versus amateurs, every one of them trashes amateurs. It's really interesting. And everyone says you've got to become a professional. It was that was the opening theme I sort of made, but I didn't realize no one talks about the value of an amateur. It's really interesting.
Huh.
So anyway, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Well, I would suggest that we have that we touch base again before Tuesday on this.
That's a good idea.
Because I think both technically as well as even as Ed and I kind of get our material all together, I think we may want to.
I would appreciate a dry run.
A dry run, I think
Yeah,
would make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
In
anytime
fact-
on Monday. would be-
In fact, I would say, given where we are right now, I would not be against, maybe a check-in on like Friday or something.
Sure.
Just to see where we are. And then maybe on Monday, we have more of the dress rehearsal.
That sounds good. So Friday is a little full, but I think, how about in the morning? Would that work for you, Harry and Ed? Like 10-ish maybe?
Let me see here.
Just to note that there is it's my 10, so it'd be your 9. There's an LLC training from 9
Right.
to 10.
It's actually at 8, right?
It's at 8.
Oh, sorry.
But remember, I only will need you each for the first hour, and so you don't have to stay
Yeah.
for the whole thing.
I'm not sure we're going to run through the whole thing. I don't know where quite where we'll be.
Yeah.
But
Carolyn, I'll be there at 8. So yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I'm tied up from 8 until probably about 9 or 10. I'm not sure how long. But I'm free the rest of the day.
Do you want to do it at 10? Nat, would 10 o'clock on Friday work?
10's good for me, Harry. Is that too soon after your?
It's a little good. I'm going to be actually in at the university for just a bit in the morning.
Was 11 better?
11 would be great.
Ed, that okay? All right.
11 works.
I'll set that up.
You'll set that at 11 o'clock on Friday. Good.
Great. And Chelsea, you're welcome to join us, but I don't think you have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and then on Monday, I'm free. I've got a meeting from 10 to 12, but other than that, I'm free. So could do it before 10, or we could do it at 9 or 9. Well, or we can do it at maybe 10 to 11:30. We could do it at any time from noon on.
Just question, do you want me to be at the dry run, or
On Monday.
asking just because Monday morning I'll be driving
Okay.
like in the morning, so probably just like afternoon would be better to make
Okay.
sure I can be there if you
Monday
want me to be there. But
Yeah, that would be good, I think.
Okay.
Harry and Ed, is Monday afternoon okay?
Yeah. How is it for you, Ed?
Yeah, that'll work.
Want to do it like 1 o'clock or so, or something like that?
1, okay, Chelsea?
yeah, that should be totally fine.
Okay, cool.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Sure.
Where are you right now, Chelsea?
I am in Indiana at my family's Lake Cottage.
Got it.
So it's only about a 2.5 hour drive, but
You want to make it, 2 o'clock, give you a little bit more time?
no, I can certainly make 1 o'clock. I have to turn in my car well before then anyway. So
Okay.
yeah, and
I-
whatever time is best for you in the afternoon.
Okay, cool. If 1 is good, then we'll
Yeah,
go with
this-
that. And we
As you
can,
know, this is, Chelsea, this is what we did for the studio, which was a couple of, not total dry runs, but we don't go through every single slide and so forth, but it's really important in terms of passing it off to other people and so forth.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, our rehearsals made such a huge difference there. So this is good that we'll have some time to practice again. Or to
this
practice.
this is a global stage, Harry.
That's true.
Whole stage?
A global stage. You're gonna have Louis Miranda signed up. you
Yeah, I know that Louis sent me a note, and I told him I was really nervous that he was going to be listening to it.
It's all of your fans.
But
Matt, tell them about the university students.
Oh yeah, we have like 200 U Chicago students who aren't affiliated with Booth in any way.
how did they get access to it?
It's open, man. Put it out there. Come
I have
here.
no idea how they found it, for the record. This is the mystery that I'm gonna be trying to unravel for a while.
Yeah, what was the list that you used?
Well, I used the for the email I sent to the Davis Center Friends of the Davis Center list, which is primarily alumni. And that's only about 2,000 people. Those are the people who would receive, you know, any kind of communication from us. They've signed up to just hear everything we have to say.
Mhm.
Then we shared it out with alumni directly. And I don't know, like maybe Joni shared it with students. I'm thinking maybe it showed up on like a student forum somewhere or something, because it's a lot of university students. Well,
Well,
I'll let you know when I learn more.
Okay, well, we will see what we will see.
Indeed. Nat, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing great. I'm worried about Harry. I'm worried about Harry being worried about this, because you shouldn't be worried about this, Harry. This is going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Do you think there's going to be a lot of fun, Ed?
Harry, I think it's going to be great.
I
Well,
agree with that.
it is an opportunity to share, not just to jump right into the ambidextrous issue, but to share a little bit about what we're doing in terms of learning from experience. And, because I think it's important that we put this in a container that also, I'm not going to mention the Leadership Center per se, but I know, obviously, but I'm talking about the way we're thinking about leadership. And,
Right.
and so, I think it's from that point of view, it's an opportunity for us to take, the general philosophy of what we've been working on and send it out there. Now, how it's going to permeate the whole thing and how we can get them to do some experiments, and Ed and I are going to talk about that. You saw you saw that that diagram I put in there.
The timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, again, that's that's clearly a work in progress. It doesn't have to, I say a possible reunion. I don't want, if we want to say that.
They'll remember it if you say it. So that if you're putting it there, that means you're committed to doing it.
Well, I'm very committed to doing it, but I guess my question is that roughly the right time frame? And I mean, we could say a reunion, not a possible reunion. That we are going to have some sense of those that have been working on this.
Yeah.
Are invited back to share some of the learnings and so forth. And we might even want to send out something that they could post for other people to look